Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. Nice to
Uh,
see your face for the first time.
Yeah, nice to meet you in person as well for the first time.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. And there's Nishant,
Nishant,
Nishant. All right, awesome.
yes.
Well, man. Um, well, let's dive right into it. So, well, sorry to hear the news. You know,
Mhm.
it seems like the worst time. But
Yeah,
so just tell me a little bit. Tell me like what the situation is, like how you're thinking about it, and then I'll start asking some questions and we'll go from there.
sure. So, okay, so for me, like this is the first time I'm repping my country, or this first time I'm playing a tournament at this stage. So, like early on, obviously, a few months back when I probably uh, got onto the team, right then there's going to be there's obviously going to be some nerves thinking about come tournament week. Just given the stage and all of that. And in my head, the way I was pushing those fears away was by training away those fears. So over the last many months, like I know that whatever work I've put into training and things like that, that's definitely improved my confidence and mentally and physically got me more ready for the occasion, right? So because the confidence builds in terms of at at my physical best after all the training, I know what my potential is. So I use that as the guiding factor to have confidence and not have anything uh, affect me mentally. Now with this setback, this close to the tournament, um, there's probably going to be physically I'm not able to train as much as I probably would have in the month leading up to the tournament, and probably even if I do heal, it's going to be just a week before I leave, right? So it's going to be cutting it very close. So um, physically, there's only so much I can do, and I'm doing whatever I can. But now, given this setback, uh, I so like when I go to the tournament, the only thing that should be like an obstacle should be whatever physical things I have to deal with. Like if there's probably still pain that I have to play through, that should be the only thing in my head that's an obstacle. The fact that I've had this 1 month setback shouldn't then give me mental things that I'm worrying about that affects my confidence, which just clouds, mentally clouds me overall during the tournament. Like if that makes sense. Like um, until now, it's been going smooth. Now it's a setback. I don't want like once I get back, like me getting back onto the field of training is gonna be only a very short duration before I leave for the tournament. Given that, I don't want it to feel like, oh, I haven't played for a month and now I'm stepping back in, and you know mentally I don't want to be in a place where, oh, it's like I'm a month off, I've been completely off, and now this feels new. I don't want to be in that state. So what do I have in my power that I can do? I know you've spoken about affirmations, visualizations. I don't know what other tools there are, but along those lines, what are some things I can do where I don't feel uh, like I've just been off for a month? I don't know if that does a good job, but that's where
No,
I'm at mentally. Yeah.
that's perfect. Thank you for that. So what I heard was, you like it sounds like you're in a place of acceptance right now. You accepted like this has happened, this is the situation. But there's like some nervousness around like I know I haven't been training. Like at best I'll get a week of some movement exercise right before, and I don't want that to be holding me back and me thinking about it when I'm
Yep.
trying to compete.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Then I always like to frame these sessions in this way. It's like so I because this is our first time doing this. A lot of what I do is yes, I do give like help people like I give them advice and share my experiences and like my personal stories. But most of what I do is actually I help you create your own advice in this situation because
Mhm.
you have a wealth of experiences, a wealth of resources, and we just need to tap into that because usually when people tap into that and create their own advice, they're just, it's more powerful in general because it's something that resonates with them and they're just more likely to enact. And also it just empowers them to say, like, I can actually figure out things when I put my mind to it. So that's what this, like, it's going to be a bit of a dance between me sharing and me trying to pull stuff out of you. So, but yeah, the way I like to frame these things is, what if, let's view this as a lesson. You know, we're in a classroom and we're trying to teach you this lesson. What would be the name of that lesson?
Okay, teach me what lesson? Like,
what lesson do you want to teach yourself
from this whole situation?
From this, in this coaching session, like, today I would like to learn this.
Okay. What would I want to call this session? Like, it's not like it's like a sentence probably.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Yeah. It's like, give me a second. Okay. Ways to get game ready mentally when I can't physically. Like, when doing physical training is out, what are ways in which I can still mentally train for the game? That's what I want to get at.
Yeah. To mentally train for AOUC.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Then, we already spent a little time about this, but what makes this so important to you?
Okay. Like, big picture, me as a person, I felt like I've never been extremely competitive just by nature. I've never felt necessarily that, I want to be the best at something. I want to outwork my peers. I want to shine something. But ultimate in general has been the first thing I've found where I felt that drive. And to be able to work and get the opportunity to represent my country at this stage, to do anything at this level, I think that's something that keeps fueling me. Like, I want to keep getting better, right? So that's in general the reason I love competing and playing Ultimate specifically. So I think that's the core of why this means so much. Where it's something that it's the one thing where I think in life I've felt competitive and driven to excel at something, and I've been putting in work over a period of time, and that's resulted in this opportunity, and I want to make the most of this opportunity. So yeah.
Yeah. So when you say, like, you want to get better, you want to make the most of it, what does that exactly mean? Like, can you give me specifics?
Okay. Okay, I mean, very specific to Ultimate itself. Like, I want to be the type of player that, like, rises to the occasion. Like, when the stakes are high, I want to be the player that can, that, I know this environment. Like, I'm used to this, and and my peers know that, oh yeah, if the stakes are high, then I would trust having this guy on the line, right? Specific Ultimate, and that's something that only gets built with experience. So the more such of these opportunities I get to play at a high level, I want to do the best I can to be physically and mentally ready, such that when I get there, I don't want it to be like, whoa, this is completely not what I was expecting, and it's fine. That's probably natural as well. That could happen, but I want to minimize that shock factor of, oh, this is not what I was expecting at all, so that I can actually get in those reps where the stakes are high, the pressure is high, and I make it through that. I think the more of that that happens, I think that's how you get better under pressure. So that's what I mean by getting the most of this opportunity. It's not like a tournament at this level. Opportunities to play such tournaments at such levels are less. So each one of them, I want it to be such that um, like I make it through that period of pressure while playing, where I come out of it the other side, where I know, oh, okay, this is something that I know now, right? Like
Yeah.
I know what this feels like, and that's going to make me a better player. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. What does it mean to you to perform in that way, to be able to handle the pressure in high stakes moments?
What does it mean to me? The sense, what does that look like? Like, what does is that what you're asking? Like,
Yeah.
right. Okay, this may be like simple, but I feel like at least at the highest levels in Indian Ultimate, the things that differentiate the people at the top uh, from anyone else that may seem equally skilled is um, like when the pressure is high, the things that you would think of as the simplest things that you would execute in a practice session or in a throwing set, the error rates of things like that is very low. Like just executing the basics at a very high level, regardless of pressure, consistently. I think that's what to me seems like performing at a high level. That's one thing that comes to mind, at least.
Yeah. Then today's conversation were a successful conversation, what would the outcome of our conversation be?
Today's conversation was a successful conversation. The outcome of our conversation would be the outcome would be uh, okay. More than anything, I have something like some sort of exercise that I like, or some principles that I can work intentionally on a day-to-day basis going forward, like in the lead up to tournament and even beyond. Something that coming from someone like you who's had all this experience, that I know if it's something that we discuss, it's something that I can trust and I know has worked for maybe you or people that you've worked with. Um, so the outcome is I I have a clear direction or something that I can work on day to day in these whatever few weeks that I have before the tournament and beyond.
All right. Just to echo what I heard so far was, today's topic is about ways to train mentally for AOUC. It's important to you because you never really been that competitive throughout your life, but ultimate is this first thing where you felt this competitive drive. You want to get better. You want to make the most of this. And what that means is during these high stakes moments, environments, high pressure, you want to be the guy that your friends say, I can trust him. I can show up in these moments and I know what it feels like. And to exit and in those environments, execute at a high level as well. And the outcome we're looking for in this conversation is a clear direction on something to do day to day until AOUC. Cool. What is a high stakes environment?
What is a high stakes? Like in general, specific to.
And the way you're describing it, like in the things you're telling me, you use high pressure, high stakes. Paint me the picture.
Of a high stakes environment and the way I'm describing it. Like an extreme version of that, it can be like a knockout game, evenly tight, with trading back and forth. Having to perform in a point like that shouldn't be in my head too different from any other point, probably. But in my head, yeah, something like that, or even just like the any of the games that I play. Like I'll be like this will be my first proper international tournament as well. So I'm playing with people from countries that I've not played with before. Again, maybe it should be the same as me playing with anyone else, but things like that mentally feels like um, there's a lot of unknowns and there's a lot of people possibly watching, maybe that there's just that natural feeling of, oh, I have to perform.
Yeah,
I think that's one factor.
Yeah,
and like I said, so sorry if I can just continue, like this thing about whether it's like people possibly watching or whatever it is, things like that. I felt this in the past as well for what I would qualify as a higher pressure environment than usual, even in like games that I played here. And I feel again the way I've in some cases surpassed that is um, train enough over a long enough period where I feel more confident in my abilities that some of those worries go away. So until now, my answer to these like these kind of thoughts has usually been to put in the work off field over a longish period of time, and then after a point I don't have those thoughts, right? So I think more than anything now with this setback, I know that there's probably going to be like a physical setback, right? I may not be fully healed, whatever it is, but with whatever I have physically, I still don't want my mental to be affected. Like if that makes sense. Like I have to work with what I have physically, and that should be the only blocker. It shouldn't be anything else that I put into my head. That's what I'm trying to work with. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And I like that outlook. So what I heard was like a high pressure, high stakes moments is when, I guess for this AUUC is like kind of the story behind it. Even with the score, like the game's coming to a close, it's still tied. You're playing against these other countries. You're playing in your first international tournament. You're representing your country. These layers are adding the weight.
Yep.
And what have you dealt with this pressure, I guess, is like through physical training. And now that is taken away from you during this time, you're like, how do I deal with it now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. What if we took the weight away?
What do you mean by that? Like the way I described.
Yeah. The way you describe high pressure moments. What if we gave them less weight?
Yeah. I think I get what you mean. Like, why should the fact that people are watching, or the fact that I'm playing teams from a different country that I haven't before, why should that inherently have more weight? Is that what you're getting at?
No, yeah. So, like, what I'm saying is the beautiful thing about the human perspective is just it can be changed. And it's totally normal, totally common. I deal with this a lot with people that when they enter this new level of competition, they're like, oh, the game is different. Like this, there's the cameras, people watching, I'm wearing my flag. This person's from the best in their country, and the way they view it is like, I have never done this before. This is completely new thing.
Yeah.
And that's maybe how you're viewing it right now.
Yeah, maybe partially. Yeah.
Yeah. So like maybe in the ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
What's a way? Always like actually a great way to go about this is, what is also true to that story that we're not recognizing in this moment?
That is also true. What do you mean by that? Like,
So right now, what I'm seeing
mm,
is there's a great focus on the fear,
mm,
right? There's a
yeah.
great focus on the things that are in your way,
Mm,
the things that make this game different.
mm,
You
right.
have pretty much not once have told me why the game is the same.
Mm, right.
And maybe why these things, or even the other way, why these things could even help you.
Mm, mm, right. I mean, it's the same in the sense of it's the same sport. Um, it's the same in the sense of like, um, yeah, it's still playing with the same people that I've been training with all these months. So have all of them as well playing alongside them. So like the team that I'm playing with, the stuff that I'm doing, the stuff that I'm experiencing, it's not any different. It's the same stuff that I have been doing for many months now. Um, yeah, okay, that comes to mind. But yeah.
Yeah. And with those things you put up, I'm betting more those things that you just named are most of the experience
Mm,
than these other things we're
mm,
focusing on,
mm,
right? Because
mm.
it's not like when you go to AUC, you have to throw a different flick.
Yeah.
You don't
Mm,
have to throw to a different teammate. You're going to run
mm,
different plays. The
mm,
field is different.
mm,
Like, it certainly is going to be a different stadium. Certainly
mm,
against people speaking a different language. Certainly against people who are very good.
mm,
But the most common things are the things you're actually pretty comfortable with.
mm.
So I'm really big on, I'll do this. I have this exercise that I love running with people. Um, so, and it's a quick one. So right now, what I want you to do is in your room, count how many objects that have the color red on it and get as many as you can.
I think I've seen you do this
Oh
exercise
yeah.
somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So do
But
you
yeah,
know the result?
I mean, back then when I followed along, I think it worked with me as well. So yeah, I know the
Okay,
result.
okay.
Yeah.
So right. So like, so you know from this experiment, the
Mm,
things we focus on we'll find.
yeah.
But even though there's evidence for
Mm,
the other thing,
mm,
right?
yep.
And a lot of the times when we are so focused on like the color red, and in this case, like bad things or fearful things,
Mm,
we'll even start naming like things that are reddish brown
mm,
or like, or, reddish yellow,
mm,
or like they're kind of red, but not actually red, to
yeah.
add on to the
Mm,
story because your
mm,
ego loves to be right.
mm,
And what we have to do is recognize. It's helpful to recognize the red is there, but like the more the question becomes, the better question becomes like, is this useful to me right now? Like I'm always big when with my teammates, when they do this to me, I explicitly tell them not to do this. Is when they give me criticism, negative criticism during a game, like during the point.
Right.
I'm like, I don't need to know that I messed up. I'm pretty sure I know I messed up.
I know. Yeah.
So what I need to hear from you is like encouragement. It's like, let's get back on the horse. I need keep running, Antoine. You got this. I need to hear that. Or it's helpful to hear that. And the time to look at criticism is usually when you're off the field, thinking about improvement, basically.
Yeah.
So all this to say, like when the other color I usually pick is blue. How can you spend more time thinking about the blue colors?
Right. Okay, so like you're asking me to think about the blue equivalent for my situation, right?
Yeah.
Right. Similar to the couple of things that I said, of how it's the same sport.
So I was thinking more of like ways to do this, but I'll name some. That's why in my past posts, like I'm big on like gratitude and affirmation, because that's what those things are really doing. Gratitude is the practice of what you're grateful for. And what's the crazy thing is you can be grateful for like the red things. And you can start to like see them as actually maybe they're actually blue. And obviously you're going to be grateful for the blue things already, but it's like I'm thankful that I get to face other players from different countries, because that means I'm going to get better, or I get to experience their culture. I'm grateful that I'm wearing the flag, because I get to show my representation of what Team India is. And in terms of affirmations, what I like to say is like affirmations are simply the story you want to be telling yourself over and over, because it doesn't necessarily like one of my affirmations I say, at least for frisbee, is I, Antoine, reign supreme as the greatest frisbee player of all time, mastering every aspect of the game, leaving an undeniable mark on the field with every play. I'm the fun tiger, the one-man break machine. I bet you nobody in this world will say I'm the greatest frisbee player of all time. Maybe one, and that's my mom. So, because I don't even say that by myself. I suffer in this affirmation. But what that makes me feel in these moments when I say that is like when I can make a play right now. I can be the deciding factor that changes the momentum. There's no person on this field that I can't guard. I feel sorry for the people who have to guard me. And like the fun tiger reminds me of like I play my best when I'm having fun. And tiger is like kind of my spiritual animal. But and and then when I'm tapped into the fun tiger, I become a one-man break machine. So kind of in general, what I've been saying is like, the stories that we tell ourselves are extremely important. Because like it's the story that we're telling ourselves changes our state that we're in. We can be in an empowered state, and, feeling good, feeling great, or we're going to be in a disempowered state where we're feeling, shitty about ourselves, not great outlook on the world. That will then dictate our actions. So that's with my regular clients. I'm really big on pretty much every session I have those. Have you been doing your affirmations? It's because I'm going to stop ranting for a bit, but it's all under the belief of, you probably heard this before, of like, be careful of your thoughts because they become your words. Be careful of your words because they become your actions. Be careful of your actions because they become your habits. Your habits create your character. Your character is your destiny. So all the seeds of your destiny are within your thoughts.
Right.
And if we're consciously choosing these thoughts, we're constantly choosing our destiny.
Got it. Makes sense.
Yeah. I said a lot of things. Well, I want to hand it back to you. What are you thinking?
So yeah, I think like an exercise that I should do is to take time to think about like just those affirmations of the story I'm telling about me to myself. I don't think I've ever really taken the effort to do that. So I should probably take some time to do that, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because a lot of the way affirmations are generally spelled, and I used to honestly think like this is like, you say it and it'll come true. I was like, no, you're not a genie, right? So, but what it does is you start seeing the opportunities to make it come true. Then you have to take the action to make it come true, right? So it just opens your eyes to, again, the red and blue things. Because a lot of people is like, I can't do this, or like, there's no opportunities or for me, or I suck at this. It's just you all you see is the red. But like, if you actually take the time, like, I'm going to see how I'm actually really good at frisbee. I'm actually going to see I have opportunities in front of me. I'm actually going to see, I can do this. Then you're like, oh, I do see it. Let me take action on it. Yeah, and I can also, there's this, you might have already gotten this, but I'm going to send it to you again. Email right here. Can you type in your email address in the chat? I'm gonna send you this affirmations handout. We'll also go over it real quick. And remind me also to talk about visualization, because that's another trick we can, well, not really trick, but exercise we can go into. So I sent that to you in your email, but we'll look over it together right now. So basically, this is just a worksheet I came up with, and it's to help you create like powerful, effective affirmations. A lot of people, what they get tripped up on is like to create the perfect one. And there's not like, it's like creating with like all the stuff that I've been saying is like, the best way to get better at it is just do it and like learn from it. Like, how can I make this better, and continue the cycle. So the big rules that, to sum up this, is like, number one is like, don't name the pink elephant. And what does that mean? Is like, what do you think of when I say don't think about a pink elephant?
Pink elephant.
Right, you think about the pink elephant. So don't name the thing you're trying to avoid. So like, I don't drop the disc all the time. I throw the disc into the ground all the time. I don't throw the disc on the ground, right? You don't want to be putting energy into or focus in the thing we're trying to avoid. We want to be, right, focused on the goal, driving forward, right? So, I make all the catches. I throw dimes. I make big plays. That's where you want to be heading. And another one is keep it in the present. The past is fine, never in the future. Because, right, our power is in the present, right? We can't, tomorrow never comes, and the past is in the past. So that's why if you ever heard read anything about affirmations, they are really big on I am. And that's it doesn't have to be, but it's a powerful place to start. Just like, I am a great thrower, I am a big playmaker, I'm a leader of Team India. And a good third one as well is the reason why they use I am instead of, you can also use verbs too, but they're really big on describing the person you want to be rather than the actions. But I'm soft on that rule. I'll do the actions because I also think actions create the person. And some believe if you are the person, you'll do the actions. You do the actions. But I think it's two-way street. So, and a great indicator of if it's a good affirmation into you is not that, it includes emotion and feeling words, but right, we're trying to change the story so we can change the state we're in, right? So it doesn't need, you don't need to feel like you're about to go conquer the world after you say this affirmation a few times, but does it nudge you in a way that does help you succeed in that pathway, right? And that's why it's big to repeat your affirmations, because it's nudging you a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And it only takes that a little bit more, right? Because we're just trying to make a better decision each and every time we say our affirmations. So if you keep consistent with them and say them pretty much as many times as you can, you're just setting yourself up better to create a better decision for yourself when it comes to time to make a decision, right? If you're constantly one of mine is I need to cut, my team needs you to cut more, and it was and I just throughout the game I was you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go, and that gave me the cue stop sitting in the stack, stop being so patient, just it doesn't have to be perfect, go, just go. So yeah, and also I would encourage you to use the worksheet, but also use ChatGPT as well. Is really good at creating powerful ones. I use the one I just told you was with the help of ChatGPT. It's the prompt I use is you're a powerful affirmations creator for ultimate frisbee athletes, or whatever goal you're trying to accomplish, or pathway you're trying to be on. I have this rough draft of this affirmation. Help me improve on it. Then putting your affirmation in, let it rip. And usually one, going through 1 to 2 times is pretty good start for a lot of people. And last but not least, make these fun, right? This is not a thing you should be dreading to do, right? Think how valuable this thing it really is. Simply by saying these words over and over, you can create your destiny.
Mm.
So like how important to you is like creating your destiny. Now for most people, pretty important. So you know, it should be like you should make this as inviting and as fun as you can. Like I try to do them during my morning walk because I really like mornings, and it kind of feels me like inspired for the day, and it like gets my mind right for, you know, whatever I have to do. That's actually why I asked for 10 more minutes, because I was going to go my morning walk. So yeah, so affirmations there.
And it's just as many times as you can, pretty much through the day. Is that how you approach it? Like,
so if we like right here, I say 10 at minimum. 20 is a good goal for most people, but the more the merrier. There was one point where I was really trying to grow my business pretty fast, and I would say my affirmations once like 5 times per hour. So it turned out to be like, I think it was like 200 times in a day. But my business and my frisbee grew really fast during that time. So it's because like you're just always like, think about the thing, like when you have a girl on your mind, you know, right? Like you're is she going to be in this room? Like, is she over here? Like, you know, just, if you have it on your mind, you're just constantly thinking of ways to like get better at it, or like do it more often, or, you know, or whatever. It's the same thing. So yeah. Cool. Any questions on that? I know I talked a lot again.
No, I think we could. I'll have a look at the sheet as well.
Nice. Then with visualization, pretty much very similar to affirmations. And if you would like, are you a big reader by chance?
No, actually, something that I've been trying to get into this year. So I've started reading over the past couple of months. But
okay, are you like audio? All right. Well, I'll just send you this one anyway. Sure. This, yeah. So this is a book I'm really big on. Has helped me a lot. Cybernetics. I don't know why he calls it like that, but it's basically visualization. And it's actually, this is the new. Let's do this. I think I just read the original. Maybe the updated one is better. But let's see. Yeah, this is it. So, yeah, really big on this. Basically, like, to give you the summary of this is, it all comes from like the study of, you probably heard of this as well. That I'll drop it in the chat too. But they took these basketball players and some of them did like an hour a day for like 2 weeks. They practiced free throws. And they took these other basketball players, taught them visualization, and they were visualizing, practicing free throws. And when they compared their improvement rates to each other, it was nearly the same. So that's to say, like, you can visualize so well that is almost identical as physical training. I still think physical training has the edge, but what's the advantage of visualization, you know, kind of the whole point of why we're having this conversation is, like, you could do it anytime, any place, in any condition. And also encouragement you to continue this is that also studies have shown that when they're done together, it's like much bigger improvements than doing them individually. And
sorry, done together as in visualization with physical training as well.
right, yeah. So like, yeah, I think the optimal is like do the physical training, take a little break, then do visualization. But it's still benefit if you like do visualization before as well. And the reason why, so like so the idea behind it is like your mind doesn't really know what's like imaginary and what's real, right? Again, it kind of goes back to the story that you're continuously playing for yourself. So if you're visualizing, reliving a story or making up a story, where like in this case it could be you dominating at AOUC, leading the team, having great spirit, even helping you deal with that. Like, what if the toe really starts really hurting? Like, how are you going to combat that pain? How are you going to deal with it and still be a valuable member of the team? So it helps you like get those practice reps. So when it comes time for the moment, you're like, I've been here.
Yep.
I've been here. I actually been here 10 times. This is my 11th. Yep. And I've done this. Actually, one of my greatest performances in UFA history, well, in my career, has been considered one of the best defensive performances in UFA history. And it was because largely, like the 2 days prior to the championship game, I was sitting in my room literally for like an hour or two, just visualizing me guarding this person. I was like, I knew I was going to guard one of their initiators, and I was like, I am just going to put him through hell. And I studied his moves, and granted, when I was playing in that moment, I was like, he's going to move right here and like in about 2 seconds. And most of the time that was right. Not all the time, but that's the thing about defense. You don't have to be right all the time. You just have to, right? You just need one block, right? Yeah, and the way you visualize is the best way. There's 2 ways. One way is like to do POV, first person, and like see yourself, doing the things. And the other way is see yourself as if you're in like a movie theater and you're watching like your highlights, basically. I personally prefer POV instead of shows. Like POV is better, but at the end of the day, to each their own. So I'll visualize myself like doing the simple things over and over, making the big plays, handling like the new environments, and bring all your senses into it. Like, what are you going to be smelling? How do you want your body to feel in these moments? What's the temperature? Like see your teammates. Maybe you look at the roster from some teams you're going to be playing. See those faces. The clearer you can paint this picture, the better, right? That is the more powerful the visualizations can be. And and I encourage you, like, don't definitely spend a lot of time on like you just like straight up dominating and beating but like it's inevitable there's going to be challenges, right? So also see yourself like how you're going to overcome those challenges as well. And so you prepare for them. So any questions on that?
Yeah, a couple of questions. One is just like, how often do you do this? How long at a stretch do you do this? you do this and you suggest I do this? That's the first. And the second as well is so like specific to visualizations of like you playing, you on the field, things like that. Is it like a logical full sequence of events that you visualize? Like what I mean is if it's like a game scenario, are you like literally running through points? And is that how your visualizations work, or it's just um, like bits and pieces of maybe it's one particular scenario that you're thinking about regarding this person. You're trying to imagine everything and paint that picture fully, and then it's like a few seconds or a minute or so of that, and then it just pops to the next thing of how does it work typically?
Yeah, I think it is like going to be, the answer is going to be different for
Hmm.
different players. Like I know like I like the big moments. I like um my personality and uh my character is like it loves to be front facing and like be in the attention. Um and so that's why like I view the big plays, the big moments, and like I generally won't go through a whole point, but just like those important moments where like you get the block or you make the breakthrow that opens up the whole field. Like that's where my natural, like when I think about frisbee, that's where I think of. Like some people like on my team, very good players still, they'll think about like the like the basic plays, the plays that actually set up the big plays. And because that's who they are. They just they're kind of low key, and they are good support players that are needed for every team. So it's more of like there's no wrong way to visualize. I guess I hesitate. The wrong way would be like to rehearse something you don't want.
Yeah, that it's like the same thing of
Right.
reinforce what you want rather than what you don't.
Exactly. And I'll caveat that as well as there's the times you do want to like imagine these pains and like stuff you're trying to avoid is like to motivate yourself, because we do more to avoid pain than to gain pleasure. So the times you kind of feel like you don't want to make a change, but you kind of know you should make this change and it'll help you get to your goals. Like, emphasize the red. He's like, all these bad things can happen if I don't make this change, kind of thing. So, yeah, does that answer your question?
Yeah. One other follow up on that is like when you go into like a session of visualizing, like you have an idea of all the things you want to visualize. So it usually just starts with one thing and then like it just hops around through that. Like I would imagine it's probably the latter in a way where your mind just kind of flows after a point. Is that how it works? Or
yeah, so on my walks and when I have like just awkward like 5 to 10 minutes, not all the time, but like when I think of it, I'll just like let my vision, like kind of imagination run wild and like and just work from there. But when I'm like preparing for a specific event or a specific game, I'll like note, I was like, when are the moments I can like make a game changing block, or like for me, like when I was for that championship game I was talking about, I was visualizing specifically how he threw the frisbee. I was like, oh, he kind of always throws it low and with this inside edge up and like around this space. So I practiced like putting my foot there every single time. Like I'm gonna just and you can see he double clutches his throw all often. Well, because I did that. And so to answer your question, most of the time is just like let my imagination run wild. But preparing for events, it is specific moments or specific situations.
Got it. And to my first question of leaving aside the 5 to 10 minute breaks or things like that, typically in an intentional visualization session, how long does it last?
Yeah, I think for most people, it's going to be like shorter. Start with shorter ones. Like it doesn't need to be long. Like you can do 5-10 minutes. I did like hour and a half sessions because I used to like meditate for an hour, 2 hours long, and it's very similar. You're sitting in a chair with your eyes closed, right? So if you want to build up to that, awesome. But I'm always like start small, then grow from there. And get like it's more about the most important part is like you do the visualization, get good sleep, next day do the visualization because that's where it sinks in, right? Like in that sleep, that's when you download your today's experiences and into your subconscious brain. So and that's what we're really trying to do with all these things is like the point of affirmations, the point of gratitude, the point of visualization is like subconsciously you hold this image of yourself of who you are. And because they say like 90% of your day is like subconscious, you're like we just do things out of like something triggers and we're like, oh, I need to do this because of it. So if we can, and that's why people often think affirmations are magical, and they can be magical, is because what we're actually doing is changing our image of ourselves. And when people say like, oh, these things appear to me, like they come out of nowhere, like I'm just whatever, like it's just magic. It's because your subconscious is actually recognizing and you've changed that image of yourself. So it seems like these things are appearing, but it's because you're just not conscious of them. So at the end of the day, that is like the source of why we're doing all these things. Is like we're trying to change the mental image we're holding of ourselves.
Makes sense. Yeah. And just like a last question on sleep, like if there's one thing that you think contributes the most to good quality sleep for you, what do you think it would be? Like for me, over the last couple of months, I would say I've been trying to put some intentional effort in just getting better quality sleep. And things that have helped me is screens off at least an hour before bed. And the days I was reading consistently, I think that really helped as well. Like I got this new Garmin and sleep score showed. But I feel like it's really, this is just like a discipline problem probably. Like I have weeks where it goes great and then some weeks where it just doesn't. It's either because I have screens on till late, or even if I don't, I don't know what other factors contribute. But if there's one focus point you think,
and you're pretty much nailed it, and it's light. That is like people don't recognize, but like our basically our eyeballs are part of our brain, essentially. It's I forgot how much brain processing power is dedicated to like just seeing, but it's more than half. So what that means is like just use light intentionally to help you go sleep. So most powerful thing you can do is as soon as you get up, there's usually like a 30, well, basically the closer you do this to waking up, the better. But when you wake up, going outside, like literally going outside, and getting sunlight in your eyes, obviously don't look directly at the sun, but like just like have it on your face. On a clear day, it's like 3 to 5 minutes. On a super cloudy day, they say 20 to 30 minutes. Unless you're living in a world, in the part of the world where it's cloudy most of the days. Most most people live in
pretty sunny here, so
pretty sunny areas. So just average it out to like 10 minutes. That's why I do that 10-minute walk, because even it kind of like, even if it's a cloudy day, it's made up through the sunny days. Anyways, but yeah, that has that will help you wake up first and actually help you go to sleep, because what that does is it sets your circadian system, and which dictates almost everything in your body. It's like your hormone production, your lymph nodes, your testosterone, like a lot of things. It's basically set by the circadian system, and if you can set it consistently, your body actually likes structure. It likes having a rhythm throughout the day, like, and it kind of has like, so it can start preparing itself to do those activities basically. So if there's a constant start time for your days, your body loves that. And going back to the other end, when you're going to sleep, is if you get blue light blockers, not the ones like they're like slightly tinted to help with eye fatigue. Those can help, but what I'm talking about here, I'll show you the ones. I know you don't have Amazon over there, or do you?
No, we do.
Oh yeah.
So you can send me the link anyway. That'll be
nice. So I'm looking for these like these heavily tinted blue light blockers. You might look silly, but anytime I put them on, I can still watch TV, because like I try to like read, like I used to be able to like read books, but now before I go to bed, but now it's just hard to. But when I put these on, and I can still watch TV, and I still get really sleepy. And the way, also another way around this as well, is like on your phone. Like I have an iPhone, but I'm pretty like Android's phone has it as well. So like I have this function where I did 3 taps and it turns red. So you can
have
put
an iPhone as well.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
So think about it this way, right? The sun is obviously the most powerful, biggest light source there is, right? So that's why you want to see that as much as that during the day, and during at night you want to basically come close to darkness as possible. So even if you want to watch TV, try to watch something, watch it on your phone, and keep it at like a, not up to your face, but like, arm's length distance, or maybe even further, because you're further away from that light source. It's a smaller light source than a TV is. Even though you're further away from it, it's like lighting up the whole room still. So that is the idea. So to sum up what I say, like light dictates a lot of our sleep quality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's super helpful. Thank you.
All right, man. Well, I got a jet. Is there anything else? Any other questions?
No, I think we're good. This was super helpful. I really appreciate it.
Cool, man. Well, yeah, let me know. Hit me up on IG if you have any more questions, and happy to help. Thanks for coming to me with this.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Have a good one. See you.
Thanks. See you.